Okay, hello and welcome to the video. My name is Wade Smith, and this numbskull joined my channel and claimed that I was lying about my jiu-jitsu experience and so forth. I studied Japanese jiu-jitsu in the karate class for 6 years total. Okay, about half of what we did was grappling and grappling related. It wasn't karate. Real karate is not all striking. It's taught alongside grappling. I'm not talking about point sparring and point contact karate. I'm talking about no rules fighting, which is what real Okinawan karate is, along with Japanese jiu-jitsu. So let's just go over some of the submissions I know. Uh, Front wrist lock, full wrist lock, reverse wrist lock, double cross arm wrist lock, reverse neck breaker, guillotine. This is all stuff I learned in a karate class. Uh, uh, Rear naked choke, um, Darce choke, scarf holds of different kinds. Uh, Figure four ankle lock, reverse figure four ankle lock, calf crusher, accolade. That's already up to 14. Kamai, which is a thing that you put your finger at the base of the jaw and press into the pressure point right there until it either dislocates their jaw or until they pass out from pain. Um, Filter vice, which is this thing under your nose, which, believe it or not, I've actually tapped a heavyweight with that before. Because if you get full pressure on them with your hand behind their head and the other hand here, it can actually hurt so bad that they'll verbally submit. Um, this thing on the side of your neck, some people have a really big muscle group and nerve group right here on the side of their neck. This does not work against everyone, but if you see that they're like Brock Lesnar and like their muscles extend out because they have more muscle mass in their neck and shoulders, then you can grab it and pinch it and pull and tap them out with that. Anyway, inside heel hook, outside heel hook, side arm control, which is very rare in an experienced fighter versus experienced fighter. But if you get side arm control against an unexperienced fighter, you automatically win the fight. It's so one sided, it's ridiculous. It's probably even more one sided than half mount or half guard in ground game. If you get sidearm control in a standing position, you can just kick the opponent's guts out indefinitely until they either give up or until the ref stops it or whatever. Standing back breaker. I know there's any number of other ones, but like there's like, if you count all variants of fingers, that adds up to more. But so that's that idea. You're required to grab all fingers in MMA. But this goon, and I'm just talking about stuff that's in Japanese jiu-jitsu that I was not taught in the Gracie jiu-jitsu class. Because in the Gracie jiu-jitsu class, they banned all of it. But stuff that I learned from my karate sensei, I also learned, the basic Brazilian jiu-jitsu from my karate sensei. Different guard positions, how to break how to break out of a person who's already mounted you, two different ways to break a person who's already mounted you, things like that were all taught in the karate class. So don't think that the point of Isshinryu Karate was that it adapts to other styles. I see somebody is watching me now. Maybe it's that person, and I'm not mad at you, but if it is you, just listen and give me a chance. The point of Isshinryu Karate is that it actually was developed from two main styles, Goju-Ryu and Shorin-Ryu, and Shorin-Ryu is in fact a grappling style. And then there were four other styles added to Isshinryu as well. And we're taught in Isshinryu Karate, we were taught to learn from other styles and go to seminars of other styles and learn the best of every style. So we weren't training competition karate. We were training full contact, no rules fighting. The only dojo rules on when we sparred was don't try to kill one another, no eye gouge, no throat jab, and no biting. That was the rules in the dojo. And that's all the rules we had, and nobody ever got hurt because we weren't trying to literally plow one another and knock one another in the next week. Although I did get hit by a heavyweight one time. Where did I train Terrence? Unfortunately, my sensei is retired now, but you can find him online in some places. It was Myers Family Karate and Jiu-Jitsu, and they eventually changed to teaching Krav Maga because he got the max rank in Krav Maga as well. But it was Myers Family Karate and Jiu-Jitsu, Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. And I trained there for 4.5 years. I trained at his previous sensei for 1.5 years under Michael Storm's Karate USA. And Michael Storms has now passed away, but he eventually made 10th degree black belt. But you can find his wife's information online, and I'm not going to tell you what it is in case, because there's an issue in the family right now, but I'm not going to tell you how to contact her. But you can find Mark Myers and Sherry Myers online, and there's still evidence of their training facility. And it was right here in Ponchatoula for a while, but it was previously in Hammond. But they retired because they probably weren't making enough money off the dojo. People would rather go to somewhere cheap and learn with a bunch of kids in the class than to have an adult class, because he taught adults. She taught the kids in a separate class, and he taught adults, and we did full contact sparring. Matter of fact, for my black belt test, I had to fight 2 second-degree black belts in full contact simultaneously. He had them both attack me at the same time, and I had to fight them off of me. That was part of the test. And another part of the test is I had to disarm Black. Not in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, no. I'm brown belt in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. I see that you spelled it differently. In Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, I'm black. But I'm not lying to you. I don't believe in lying, all right? And I'm not saying that I beat these guys every time I rolled with them, because I didn't, because I don't know about counting, because they probably beat me more often than not. But I have tapped out second and third degree Gracie black belts 2 times in the same day on 2 different cases. So I'm not saying that I beat them every time I rolled with them, but I have beaten them before. I'm that good. At least I used to be before I got freaking sick. I had 4 transischemic attacks altogether, which is transischemic attack is like when you have a borderline stroke. Mark Myers, and his sensei is Grandmaster Arsenio James Advincula, who was in Black Belt magazine. So my sensei is Grandmaster Arsenio James Advincula, who was a Medal of Valor winner in Vietnam and in Black Belt magazine. So I'm just telling you the lineage of the training. They were both ex-Marines. Because he changed from training under Michael Storms to training directly under the Grand Master sometime whenever I was taking a break from karate. But I got very sick. I used to be 185 pounds, and whenever I was 24 years old, for no obvious reason, I got very sick, and then over the years, it degenerated. By the time 2012 came around, I was having many strokes. So it's not my fault. It runs in the family, unfortunately. But I would still train full time on my own if I could do it. But it's pretty darn hard whenever you have, well, I'm also type 2 diabetic and have diabetic nerve pain. So that also plays into the problem, which for some reason the diabetes gene skipped my father, but it was in his family too. Some reason the gene that expresses it skipped him, but I inherited it, and I'm the only person in my nuclear family that has that. So like, I only eat about 16. I'm supposed to weigh 185, and so I only eat about 1,600 calories a day, and it's still pretty darn hard to lose weight. I'm probably not going to eat anything else today. I ate 2 pieces of fish and some shrimp today that was left over from yesterday, and I'll probably not eat anything else today. But yes, I know most Gracie Jiu-Jitsu submissions by now, obviously. Do I practice them every day? No, because I'm too damn sick to practice it every day. But this happened, what I was talking about in that other thread happened 9 years ago before it got really bad. All right. I'm going to end the video, and I thank you for coming back and talking to me. And if you can either make the choice to believe my story. I don't know why their belts are different than the main branch of jiu-jitsu. As far as the girl having a yellow belt, I don't know what that was about. Maybe she was left over from a kids class and got promoted. Because I don't know. I talked to her a couple times. I ain't like I was sitting there flirting with her or something. But I don't know why she had a yellow belt, but she was definitely 19 years old because I asked her how old she was. Um, all right. I'm gonna end the video because I think I've said what I wanted to say. Thank you for watching and thank you for talking to me.